That's it. That's the ultimate gets big. It's the ultimate increase. All right. All right, here we are. So we talked about the passing away of Miriam and how that caused a cessation in the water, and then Moshe was supposed to speak to the Selah, and instead he struck the rock and he got punished. All right, next we'll learn, I'm going to skip over this, but we learn that Israel passed by Edom. Well, Edom, that was from the tribe from which Esav was from. That was years earlier. And they said, listen, can we pass through your land? You know, we'll do anything you want. And they said, no, they refused. They wouldn't let Israel pass through the land. And Israel tried to be friendly with them. Didn't work. You can't go through our land. We're not going to go through. If you do, then we're going to come and there's going to be war. Anti-Semitism is nothing new. That's it. And they refused. Okay. Now here we have the sentence Chaf Aleph. Chaf Aleph. Ready? Vayisu Adom. Vayima'en Adom. I'm sorry. And Adom refused Nasoin et Yisrael to let the Jews over Bigvulo to go through their boundaries. Vayet Yisrael me'alav, and the Jewish people turned from Edom. Okay. Now, there's going to be a lot of troubles. This whole Torah portion is a lot of troubles. A lot of troubles for Moshe. Miriam dies. Now Aaron is going to die. The people are complaining all the time, non-stop. We only got to the beginning of it. And then because of it, God finally says enough, and he sends these serpents. We'll learn about that tomorrow. Then there's another war with Moab and Ammon. Ammon and Moab. You know that story where they waited on the rocks to throw rocks down on the Jews, and the two mountains came together and crushed them all. Happy ending, but still it's a little bit, tense. Here, let's talk about today the passing away of Aaron and the subsequent departure of the clouds of glory and the subsequent attack by Amalek disguised as Canaanites. Let's go. Vayiso mikadesh, the Jewish people traveled from Kadesh. Vayavo ben Israel koloida hoyer hahor, and the Jewish people, they came to the Mount Hor, the mountain Hor mountain, Hor. Koloida, the whole entire congregation, kulam, all of them, shlemim, va'omdim, likanes le'eretz. They were all, the Jewish people were all whole, complete, healthy, motivated, and ready to go into the land of Israel. In other words, Shaloya Bahem, Echad Mi'otam, Shenigzra Gezerah Aleim. There was not one of them that had been decreed that they were going to die. From here we learn that Aaron, he passed away. Usually it says that Aaron passed away in Rosh Chodesh Adar, but anyway, all these Rosh Chodesh Av, Shekavar Kalu Meti Midbar, all the people that were supposed to die in the desert died. So you know how that went, right? The Jewish people, every year they would go and dig graves for themselves on Tisha B'Av, and they would lay in the graves, and then after Tisha B'Av, whoever stood up, woke up, then they know that those people were going to live. And the ones that didn't died. And the last year, which this was going to be like 9 days after Aaron died, that last year they went out, dug graves, and no one died. Usually a couple people would die, and they'd know that that was it, the rest were going to live. But this year nobody died. So they figured, well, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we made a mistake in the date and the moon and this. They waited to Tu B'Av, and they saw that nobody died. So Aaron, in other words, this was a generation here that all these people were not going to die. They were all going to enter into the land of Israel. So that's what it means, Kol Eda. All of them, they were all ready to go into the land of Israel. The Ilum Otan Shekatuv, these are the ones that said, Chayim Kulchem Hayom, Atem Deveikim B'Hashem Elokechem Chayim Kulchem Hayom. They were all alive. These were the ones that survived the decree. This was either the next generation of those people who were under 20 at the time of the sin of the spies. Because the decree was only on people who were 20 years and older. So they came to this place called Ohr Hahor. One second. This is my grandson. I have to. I'm sorry, it's my grandson. I have a big excuse. Okay, ready? Ohr Hahor. Har al Gabi Har. It's a mountain on top of a mountain. Like a big apple, like a small apple on top of a big apple. Even though it said that, hey, how could there be any mountains? It says that the cloud that they were in would level all of the mountains down. Umashve at the harim, and it would make every, this Ananiya Kavod would go in front of them and level all the mountains down. So how could it be? It says, well, the fact is, it did really level all the mountains down, except for 3. Shlosha Nisharu Bahem. There were 3 mountains that remained. Mount Sinai, that was left for the Torah. That was left for the Torah. Har Navo, that was left for burying Moshe. And Har Hahor, this mountain, Ohr Hahar, this was left for Aaron. Where are these places? Nobody knows today. Sinai, I guess they know, but then. Vayomer Hashem Moshe said to God said to Moshe and Aaron on Ohr Hahar, Al Gavul Eretz Adom, on the border of Eretz Adom. Right? They just came from trying to get into Adom, and they weren't allowed. Vayomer Hashem Moshe Aaron be'Eretz Adom le'mor. Al Gavul Eretz Adom, Magi, this tells you Shemi Penei, that they tried to join with Esav Harusha, because they tried to make friends with Esav Harusha, Nifratzu Ma'aseyam, that their deeds like broke through something, and this is how they had to pay. Aaron passed away. And also the prophet said Lihoshaphat in Divrei Hamatchil, in Divrei Hayomim, in Chronicles, Behit Borech im Achaziyahu, because you tried to join Achaziyahu, a king, evil king, Paratz Hashem et Maaseicha. So God therefore broke through and is going to punish your deeds. Don't try to come make friends with evil people. Vayosef Aaron alamav. Aaron was going to be gathered to his people. In other words, Aaron is going to die. He's not going to come to the land of Israel. Asher Nasat Israel that I gave to the Jews. This is God speaking. Why not? Al Asher Maritem et Pi, because you defied my speech, Lamei Mariba, at the waters of dissidence, with striking the rock. Right? Moshe and Aaron went together. So God says, ready? Kach et Aaron, take Aaron and Elazar beno, and take Elazar his son, va'al otam ha'or har, and take them up on Hor Hahar. Take them up into this mountain. What does it mean? Kach et Aaron, b'divrei nechumim, with words of consolation. I mean, everybody's going to die, right? So you're saying, Aaron, listen, it's already been decreed. What can I do? My friend, my brother, you're going to die. And you're not going to go into the land of Israel, but don't worry, I'm also not going to go. And even more, Emor say to him, Ashrecha shatira ketracha noton lebenecha. You should be happy that you see your crown, in other words, your leadership of being a Kohen Gadol, being given to your son Eliezer. Masha en ani zakai lekach. Moshe said, I did not merit to this. My son, right, is not going to be my successor. Rather, Yoshua. Moshe said, Yeshua is a wonderful person. I'm really happy God picked him, but I would have liked it if it was one of my children, but that's what God wants. And of course, God is right. But you, Aaron, you get to see your own son chosen after you. Okay, what happens next? Vayavshir Aaron begadav elbishvat Elazar bano. It says Aaron should take off his clothes. This is all God saying. Aaron should take off his clothes, put them on his son. This we're talking about the garments of the Kohen Gadol, of the great high priest. Put them on Elazar, his son, and then Aaron Yosef will be gathered and die there. At Begadav, what type of garments is he supposed to take off? At Big Day Kahuna, says Rashi, the garments of the priesthood, Kohen Gadol. He'll be shuviv shitam me'alav, and the garments of the Kohen Gadol that he was wearing, he should remove them from himself, letitam, and he should put them al bano on his son before him. Omelo, Moshe said, Yikanes Lamara, Nichnas. Moshe said, go into the cave on the top of this mountain. They went. Re'emita, they saw that in this cave there was a bed, and there was a light, a candle already lit. Who lit it? God. Omelo Allah lamita, he said, get up on the bed. Allah, he went up. Pashut yadecha, stick out your hands. Straighten your arms. Pashat. Kamatz piv, close your mouth. Kamatz. Atzam anay, close your eyes. Atzam. Miyad, immediately. Mamire, Atzam, closed his eyes, and he passed away. Miyad chamad Moshe la'oto mita. Immediately Moshe said, if I'm going to die, I would like to die like that. That's what it says in B'dvorim Kasher Meit Aaron Achicha. God said, go up on Har Navo and die like your brother died. Mita shenit avit la. It's a death that he desired, this death. Moshe didn't want to die, of course, but I mean, if already, this is the ultimate best type of death. Vayaz Moshe kasher tzivu Hashem. Moshe did what God said. Vayalu el ha'or ha'or, and he went up to Mount Sinai, le'nikol al in front of everyone. Vayaz Moshe did afapi shehadavar kasher lo, even though it was very difficult. Lo ikev, he did not delay. Vayavshet Moshe et Aaron et begadav, he took off the garments of Aaron, v'albesh otam, and he put them on to Elazar bano, v'almos Aaron, and Aaron died there. Rosh Har v'yired Moshe, and Moshe and Elazar came from the top of the mountain. V'yired Moshe, Minahar, they came from the mountain. Okay, is that the end of the story? No, that's only the beginning. Vayiru kol ha'edah the gava Aaron. All the people saw that Aaron was dead. They saw that Aaron didn't come down with them. Vayivku et Aaron shloshim yom, and they wept for 30 days. Kol b'Yisrael, all the Jewish people. V'yirat ha'am, the people saw. What does it mean that they saw? They didn't see Aaron die. They just, only Moshe saw it, and Elazar, and Hashem. But the people didn't see anything. They went up on a mountain. What does it mean that they saw? Vayero kol ha'edah, says Rashi. Kisharon Moshe. All right, just one small word over here. The Rebbe points out that what is Rashi commenting on? It says Rashi comments on a question that a 5-year-old child would ask. It was a 5-year-old child learns the Chumash. We're talking about an intelligent child. He reads the Chumash and he sees words that God put these words there. God is writing the whole Torah. And he sees that there's words that God put there. So obviously, they're not written for, just to be prosaic or whatever you want to call it, just to be nice, just to throw a few words in there. Every word must have an importance. So there's a lot of words that a 5-year-old child just wouldn't understand. He wouldn't start to make all sorts of calculations in his mind. A child would say, what does it mean that everyone saw that Aaron died? They saw that Aaron died? Says the Rebbe, says Rashi like this. Kisharon Moshe ve'Elazar. When all the people saw Moshe, Aaron's brother, ve'Elazar, and Aaron's son, Yordim coming down from the mountain, Aaron lo yarad, and Aaron didn't come with. Omru, they said, Heichanu Aaron. Where is Aaron? Maybe he's meditating in the mountains, or Omer lehem, mate, he's dead. The Jews said, what? Omru lo. Efshar, is it possible? Mi she'amad neged amalacham, the one who stood against the angel of death. Remember with Korach that they took everyone was dying, and Aaron took a fire pan with incense on it, and he stopped the angel of death. And he stopped the plague. Yishlut l'malacham avet. He beat the angel of death. How could the angel of death kill him? Miyad bikesh Moshe rachamim. Immediately Moshe requested mercy. He saw that the people are not accepting the death of Aaron. Ve'eru malachei shoret le'am motel b'mita. And the angels showed Aaron in a bed, dead. Rovem, they saw and they believed Moshe. Okay, you can ask a pretty good question. If that really verifies the fact that Aaron is dead. So if you remember on Mount Sinai, when Moshe was there, what the people thought was a little bit too long, it says the devil, the Satan, showed Moshe dead. He showed them that Moshe was dead. He was flying through the air, and he was dead. And everybody thought, wow, Moshe is dead. What's going to be? And they worshiped the golden calf. So you can ask, what's the difference? The difference, it seems to me, is that who are you listening to? Who is this vision verifying? The Jewish people thought that Moshe was dead. Moshe said he was coming back. He didn't say anything about, if I don't come back, what you should do. Moshe said, I'm going to come back. In Moshe's case, they saw him flying in the air. This was verifying their unfounded fears. This was giving a foundation to their fears. Here, Moshe said that Aaron was dead. Moshe, the words of Moshe are true. But he saw the people were hard to accept, they couldn't accept it. So now it showed them something to verify Moshe, to calm the people down. To calm the people down, to know that it's okay, this is the word of God. Moshe is with us, don't worry about it. Anashim, so it says, called Beis Yisrael, they wept for Aaron, for all of the Jewish people. Anashim v'anashim. Call Beit Yisrael means the men and the women. The Fishoya Aaron rodev shalom, because Aaron, he pursued peace. Umatel ahava ben balim riba, and he made peace between people that were arguing, ubein ish liishto, and between a man and his wife. And it was peace in the family. That was Aaron. Not a very easy job. And it says over there, of course, I'm sure you all know the Midrash, that it said that Aaron even lied in order to do it. Right? He saw people arguing and screaming at each other, and he would wait a little while, and we'll go to one of them, and he would tell them that, listen, you were just arguing with Shmerel over there. He said, yeah, Shmerel, I'm going to punch him if I see him. Says, listen, I just talked to Shmerel and he's really ashamed. What? He really likes you. He says he really likes you and he admires you very much. And he just lost it. And he's really ashamed. Now he doesn't know what to do because he figures that, you'll punch, like you just said, and you're right to punch him. But he said, he was really ashamed. He really likes me. Are you sure? He said, yeah, you don't believe? Go to his house tomorrow and you'll see. And then Aaron would run over to Shmerel's house and say, listen, Shmerel, you won't believe it. I just talked to Beryl. He says, Beryl, if he comes over here, tell him I'm going to take out all of his teeth. He says, listen, he's really ashamed of what he did yesterday. He's ashamed. He could be ashamed. He really is. I'm Aaron. I'm Aaron the Kohen. I would lie to you. No, I guess not. He said he really likes you and he really admires you, but he just lost it. He got argued. He says, yeah, really? He says, yeah, well, I guess, it happens. I guess I sort of lost it yesterday too. You know what, Moshe, Aaron, I sort of feel embarrassed also. You know what? Yeah, tell him I accept his apology. Yeah, but you really do accept his apology? Yeah, he runs over to him and he says, listen, I accept it. And they would make peace. And the whole thing was a big lie. They really hated each other and they were this. But he told them, from this we learned it is permissible to lie for the sake of peace. But they say the peace itself should not be a lie. In other words, the peace cannot be based on falseness. If a person say, I really like you and let's make peace, and it's really not, he really does hate him. But here he's bringing out something good. Okay. Ki gava, everyone saw that Aaron, what's the pasuk say? Year called Yisrael, Ki gava Aaron, that Aaron died, and they whipped from for 40 days. All the Jewish people called Beis Israel, Ki gava Aaron, that Aaron died. Omer ani, I say, Shamatargim is daha. Okay, now maybe we can skip this. If you look in the Targum, Onkelos, he says like this: Vayar kol that the people saw ki, because that's the Targum. It translates ki. Ki la, like we say, the Hodel Hashem ki, because. But the word ki can also mean that. All the people saw that Aaron died. And he said that the Targum translates it daha, which means because. And he said that it can't be that, and he proves why it can't be that. Good. It's a lot of grammar is involved here, and he proves logically why it can't be. Okay. Vayishma Kanani. And the Kanaani heard. Now, who is this Kanaani? We're going to see this is Amalek. He disguised himself. Melech Arad, Yoshev and Negev, that dwell in the south. Kibo Yisrael derech Asarim, that the Jewish people came through this way. Vayilochem Yisrael, and they made war with Israel. Vayesh mimenu shevi, and they took a prisoner. Okay, we're going to see they took only one prisoner, we'll see. Vayishma Kanani, what did they hear? Shama ki meit Aaron, they heard that Aaron died, and Nistalak ku, and there went away the clouds of glory that used to protect them. Kideita, like it says in the Gemara Rosh Hashanah. And Amalek ma'olam retzuas mardus liYisrael, and Amalek forever is like the whip of rebellion for the Jewish people. If the Jewish people make trouble, there's a punishment of getting beaten, whipped, called makos. And Amalek is God's whipping whip that hits the Jews. Mizuman Bakal 8, the pronios, that Amalek is always ready to jump on the Jews. Vayeshev and Negev, and it says that he said Amalek, the Kanani was in the south. Who is this? It can't be the regular Canaanim, because the Canaanim were toward the west of where the Jews were. Who was in the south? This is Amalek. Amalek, it says Amalek Yeshiv Beretz HaNegev. They said, what did they do? They changed their language, the Daber B'Lashon Canaan, and they spoke in the language of the Canaanim language, whatever that is, Kedei in order Yisrael mitpalim, so that the Jews would pray to God, Latet a Canaanim biyadam. The Jews would say, God, please let us defeat the Canaanim, because they heard them talking in Canaani language. The Haim Enu Canaanim, but these people were not Canaanim. And they figured that God would get confused. Ro Yisrael, the Jewish people saw, Levusheim Kalevush Amalekim. The Jewish people saw that their garments, the Jewish people had whatever is called, Modein, intelligence, right? They had their intelligence unit, saw that these people, they were talking like Canaanim, but they were dressed like Amalekim. Ulashonam Lashon Canaan, and their language was the language of Canaan. Now here it comes to show you that when you pray, you have to be pretty exact. And that's why we have all these different prayers, because God answers prayers that you pray, right? If you pray a prayer, right, you say to God, I want you to give me, victory tomorrow. What about the day after tomorrow? You don't pray for it. Anyway, Omru Litpalel Stam. So the Jewish people said, hey, you know what? Let's not pray in a specific way. Let's just say, God, give us victory. If you gave this nation into our hands, then we will praise you, etc. So it's Derech Asarim, the Jewish people, the Canaani heard that the Jewish people were going Derech Asarim, Derech HaNegev, this was the way that the spies went. They said a Negev, and therefore they got punished accordingly by these Amalek. Another opinion, Derech Asarim, Derech Hatayar Agadol Anosea Lifanim. Like it says, Derech Shlosh Shamim, Latur Lehem Menucha. It says, according to it says that the broken tablets would go in front of them. The Aaron would travel in front of them 3 days, and that was where they came from. The Amaleks. Vayeshev Mimenu Shevi says that the Amaleks attacked and they took a prisoner, Shevi, one. Didn't say Shvuim. They took Shevi. Einu el Shifcha Achat. They took one maid servant. Vayidar Yisrael Neder, and the Jewish people made a vow to God, and they said, Im natonti tenet ha'amazeh, if you put this nation into my hands, v'charamti et arayim, I will destroy their cities. It didn't say if you put the Canaanim into our hands, I'll destroy their cities. What does it mean, Akadam? Akdish shalalam legavoah. We won't take anything for ourselves. We'll give everything for the temple, for the holy temple, for the whatever is the Mishkan. Vayishma Hashem call Yisrael, and God listened to their voice of Yetenet Kanani, and the Canaanim were defeated. This was right before they entered the land of Israel. They had to fight themselves. Vayacharim ethem v'tarayim, and they took over them. They went to their cities, and they took over them and their cities, and they called the place Chorma. They called it the city of destruction. Not destruction, the city that was totally devoted to God. Vayacharim says, Bahariga, it says Vayacharim could be they destroyed them, they killed them all, and they called the cities Charme Gavoa. They called it devoted totally to the Creator. 2, 3 more sentences. Vayisa Mehor Ahor Derech Yamsuf. They went again, Derech Yamsuf, Lisbov et Eretz Adom, and because they had to go around the land of Adom, they wouldn't let them go on. But Tiksar Nefesh Ha'am B'derech. And the people became disgusted. Now you can read this, the people became disgusted on the way. As they were going on the way, they got disgusted. Or the people were disgusted because of the way, because of the travel. And this is the way that Rashi interprets it. Derech Yansuf, Gerech Shemet, since Aaron died, Obolim Milchama, there came this war, Chazru Lacharim, they had to go backward. They went back to Yam Suf. Remember, that's where they were 7 days after they left Egypt. But now they've been wandering around for 40 years. They went back to the same place that they were 40 years ago. Derech Yam Suf. Hu derech shechazru lehem keshegazru aleim gezeret meraglin. This is also the way that they went back when they were punished for the spies. Like it says, Vayisom midbar derech Yam Suf. So this is already the third time they were there. They were on Yam Suf when they crossed over to leave Egypt, after leaving Egypt. They went back after the spies came back, which that was like, I guess, almost a year later. And then after that, now they're going back there again. Kan chazul lachareim sheva masot. So they went. It says they went back 7 journeys, like it says. U'bnei Yisrael nasu mi be'erot bnei Yaakon Mosera sham meit Aaron. And the key, Moserot, he died. He died. It says right now in Harahar. Why does it say later on that Aaron died in Moserot? Mosera. I'm sorry. It's here it says Moserot. Mosera. Halo Bahar. Ela sham chazru. They went back. Vit ablu, and they mourned him. Bispidu, and they, how do you say, they eulogized him as though he was in front of them. 30 days. But say look and see the Mazod, you'll find that there's 7 journeys from Moseo to Harahar. They had to go backward. So why? Because why did they have to surround the Eretz Edom? That the Edomites didn't let them go. So it says the Jewish people got disgusted. Let's skip this because we're a little bit behind time. So the Jewish people got disgusted because of the road. It was too long. They said, we're back here again. Why are we doing this? We keep going back to how do you say, return to go. We're back in the where we were in the first journeys. And the people spoke against God and Moshe. Why did you take us out of Egypt, to die in this desert? And now this is the new generation already. In lechem ve'in mayim, we haven't got any water, we haven't got any bread. Nafshe katzav lechem l'kalokel. True, we have the man, but we're disgusted with it. It says, be'elokim Moshe. They complained against God and Moshe. Hishva eved lekono. They made the servant equal to the master. Lama halisanu, why did you bring us up? Shaneim shavim. Why did both of you, Moshe Rabbeinu, you and God, you took us out of Egypt? You should be disgusted about that. Lama halisanu, why did you take us? Lekam akal kleo, with us bread. The man, it says it would swallow, it was completely digested. It was called klokel. Therefore, it was completely digested and there was no excrement. It says that the Jewish people, that they had to go to the bathroom, it was because of the animals and things that they ate that they had taken out of Egypt, that they bought. They thought, oh, we're not going to the bathroom, we're going to explode. It can't be a human being that brings, that eats and never goes to the bathroom. And now we're going to see that God brings them these deadly serpents. And Moshe puts the thing, we're going to learn about that, God willing, tomorrow. Now we'll learn Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very good. Now we are on Mishnah number 12. Rabbi Yishmael.